Now, time to catch up here on BBC Radio Leeds with someone we spoke to earlier this year about the war in Ukraine. Elena, you're about to meet her, lives in Leeds. She's been here more than 14 years. She worships at North Church in the city. We actually talked to her in the context of Easter and a letter that was being written. And her church was one of many faith organisations which wrote that open letter at Easter in support of Ukrainian and Russian communities who already live here and for those who will arrive as refugees. And as we know, that process has very much happened now. Well, here's what Elena told us here on BBC Radio Leeds in April on our Sunday breakfast show about her family living in the Russian-occupied east of the country. And at the time, she said we simply weren't hearing what was going on there.
I know what's happening only because my family is there, and I call them every single day. And what's happening there is just awful. Men are forced to sit at home. They don't go outside because they're being caught and they're being forced to go and fight in Mariupol. They've been forced to shoot Ukrainian people. My brother is 18 and it's really upsetting. My family is not leaving that area because of my brother. My brother will not be let out of the border. Sorry.
No, Elaine, don't apologise.
So, he's just hiding. He's sat in the flat. He's not allowed to go outside. If he goes, he will be forced to go and fight in Mariupol against Ukrainian army. A proper Ukrainian boy, 18 years old, who didn't have choice where to live.
Well, Elena, I apologised for making you cry before, and I've made you cry again just listening to yourself there. You're in floods of tears. How does that feel when you're listening to yourself back at Easter?
Well, how does it feel? I'm glad it's all over. I'm glad I can see my brother now. He's alive. He's with me.
He's with you?
He's with me.
He's
yes.
with us on BBC Radio Leeds. So Elena Akshabayeva is back in the studio with us here at BBC Radio Leeds. Who's this fabulous young man here?
That's my baby brother, Pavlo.
Pavlo.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Wonderful to see. Can you ask him what it is like to hear and see your emotion talking about your worries about him?
So, що ти відчуваєш, коли почув цей запис про мої емоції стосовно ситуації з тобою вдома в Макіївці?
Я не думав, що ти плакала на радіо.
He says, I haven't thought that you cried at the radio.
You were so worried. So, Pavlo here. I mean, you sent my little brother, and here he is. I mean, it's just fabulous to see you both together, and you came in, you see the resemblance there. So your parents, I think, could have left, but they weren't because of him, were they?
Yes, they couldn't. But a miracle happened. We found, thanks God, we found a person, a nice lady who helped him to get out. It was a legal way of getting him out. We had to pay for that. It wasn't for free, but fortunately, everything ended with happy end. All families out. I mean, my father, my stepmother, and my brother.
I was sent a picture of you at Leeds Bradford Airport. What was it like when you had them there to hug again?
Well, I thought it's a dream. I thought it's not real. Can't be true. For the whole day, I was just thinking, oh, well, it's not real, honestly.
This is your life, and it has been for a very long time in Leeds. Can you ask Pavlo what his first impression was when he first arrived here?
Які були твої перші емоції, коли ти вперше прилетів до Англії?
Перші емоції? Я не думав, що це насправді. Я думав, що це сон.
I haven't thought it's real too. I thought it's a dream.
Isn't that fascinating? Did you in your heart, we spoke at Easter, which is a time of, for Christians, and you're a Christian, it is about a time of sacrifice, but of rebirth and of hope. And that letter had been written in a spirit of hope. Did you, in your heart, think you would get this lovely brother of yours out?
I was hoping, but I couldn't see it happening. Well, I was praying, I was hoping to see him one day. And thanks God it happened. Miracle happened. Proper miracle.
We've all heard of Mariupol now, and we saw what happened to it. And it was a place that has basically been pounded out of existence, hasn't it?
Yeah. all territories which are being occupied by Russia, they're just in devastating condition. People live like slaves. Prices are sky high. There is shortage of food, shortage of medication. It's hard to survive there at all. People can't get out. If people have to get out, they have to go to Russia, and they have to pay just crazy price for that. Not everybody can afford that.
Thank goodness you were able to do that. This is Elena with you on BBC Radio Leeds, Elena Akshabayeva and her little brother Pavlo. And he, when she met us first here on BBC Radio Leeds on our Sunday breakfast show together in Easter, worried sick that he would never come out. Let's talk about what you feared might happen to him, because those were some of the words you ended up crying to when you heard yourself saying them. You thought that he might be essentially forced into the Russian army and forced potentially to turn his guns on his fellow Ukrainians.
Yes. We all thought that the worst thing will happen, that he will be caught and he will be sent to war. That was our worst fear, but thanks God it didn't happen.
Can you ask him what he was feeling when he was sheltering, he was hiding presumably? Just can you ask him what was going through his mind at that time?
Що ти відчував, коли сидів вдома ці 2 місяці?
Я відчував, що, можливо, все це не є правильним. Що...
I thought that probably it's not right what's happening.
Тому що багато моїх друзів, багато моїх
Because lots of my friends, lots of my people of my age
сейчас их забрали, и они погибают.
Now they're being taken to Russian army and they're dying.
Многие из них пропали без вести, их судьбы неизвестны.
Some of them disappeared completely. We don't know what happened to them.
На улицу было буквально страшно выходить.
It was scary to go outside at all.
Тому що на вулиці тебе могли забрати і повезти до воєнкомату.
If you go outside, you could be caught there and you would be forced to go to a military site.
Тобі максимум могли дати 2 години на збори.
Maximum you would be given was 2 hours to collect your stuff, personal belongings.
В тебе могли забрати телефон.
Your phone would be taken out.
І більше про тебе могли вже не дізнатись твої рідні.
Your family would not know any news about you at all from that moment.
Goodness. I look at your little brother, and he is your little brother. I want to give him a hug, and you look at that young man and you think of what that fate might have been. Part of you must be weeping inside, though, at the thought of the people who didn't get out.
I know lots of people can't get out. I know. We're very lucky. Thanks God.
What about your faith and the community here that's around you? There's a big Ukrainian population from the Second World War onwards, really, in places like Bradford and in Leeds. What about the new Ukrainian community here? What's happening as we sit here today in July?
Community is growing. Lots of refugees are coming to Leeds, particularly. And today we will have a celebration at the Leeds Ukrainian Community Center. We will have barbecue. So lots of people will be coming there at 12 p.m. Yeah, lots of new people arrived. They all are trying to find their way of how to live here, how to live in this country, how to find a job. They're all trying to learn English. Yeah, it's a challenge for them.
Yeah, the adjustment. I mean, you've had a lot of years to get used to it. I mean, it's wonderful hearing you simultaneously translate what your brother is saying. People like you must be so useful. Everybody must want to be saying, help us, Elena, show us what to do, speak to us. It's a vital role you must have ended up having now.
Yeah, I'm so busy. My phone doesn't stop ringing. People ring me all the time asking for help with translations, with applying for benefits, looking for a job. Everything, all sorts of things.
What's the biggest challenge, do you think, now? Because your mum and dad are of an older generation, clearly. I think that's a huge adjustment for them. But for a young person, literally transplanted to a new world, what's Pavlo's future now?
Well, he needs to concentrate at learning English language. At the moment, all classes are full. We're trying to enroll him to Leeds City College to start English class in September. Ideally, he wants to go to university to do architecture course, but I don't think he'll be successful there if he doesn't have basic knowledge of English.
That would have been his route if he'd stayed in Ukraine, would it have been, to study?
Yeah, he was a student. He graduated. Ти скінчив перший курс вже, так?
Ну, не
Півроку?
скінчив.
Півроку.
Так, півроку.
He finished only 6 months, one term in university in Ukraine. He did architectural course.
Goodness.
Yeah.
What's the best thing now? Best thing about, apart from our glorious weather today, what's the best thing for Pavlo about being here now that he's had a few weeks to get used to things? Yeah, the most positive, the thing he's liking most about being here.
Що тобі найбільше подобається бути в Лідсі? Більш за все.
Мені подобається, що люди відчувають тут себе дуже свободно.
He likes that people feel free here. People feel free, yeah.
It's the biggest thing of all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Люди не думають за те, щоб в них завжди була необхідність в грошах. Вони не думають...
People are not worried too much about getting money.
Вони не думають, що в них чогось не буде. Вони впевнені в своєму майбутньому.
They're not scared that they will not have something tomorrow.
Вони впевнені в своєму майбутньому.
They're quite confident in their future.
Makes us think about what we probably day after day take for granted here, doesn't it?
Yes.
Thank you both. That's wonderful. Thank you, Pavlo. Great to meet you.
Thank you very much.
And Elena, I'm going to cry again now. Just seeing you, as you described as your kid brother, and just seeing you both come through that studio door, it was a very special moment. And thank you for speaking to us here on BBC Radio Leeds. Enjoy that barbecue. What's going to be the best thing on the barbecue today? What do you reckon?
I don't know.
I'll have put a burger on for me, and I'll pop round later. Burger and onions. Excellent. Elena, Pavlo, thank you very much indeed, and enjoy the rest of the year. Thanks so much, Elena. Goodness me, what a story. On BBC Radio Leeds, Elena Akshatbayeva and her lovely little brother, who are here making a new life along with her parents, her stepmother and father here in West Yorkshire. It's BBC Radio Leeds.